Prayer, please.
Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to thank you tonight for the freedom of giving us the opportunity to come out here and conduct business for the city, dear Lord. Just give us wisdom and insight into things we need, and just thank you for letting everybody come out tonight, dear Lord, and be with us in this meeting, and dear Lord, just watch over all of us in it.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Linda Woodward. Stephen Sills.
Here.
Here. Randy Wilder. Here. Murray Anderson.
Here.
All here.
Thank you all for coming. See a house full or close to full. I'd like to make an amendment to the agenda if you guys would appease me, and that is we want to include the pool manager. She's going to give a report. She has something to speak to us about.
Under old business.
Yes, right under old business, so we can take care of it first thing, because she's got a few little ones that need to.
District closes at 5:30, and my backup is currently at work until 7, so.
Other than that, I look for a motion to approve the consent agenda. Yeah, nice.
John, I saw that they got a waiver for wastewater, is that for the transfers?
I just said again.
I saw in there they had a waiver for wastewater.
Oh.
They got in the vehicle up and going.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know that it's running this second.
For the deal.
Yeah, yeah. I think one thing, guys, in the minutes from city council meeting June 14th, that we didn't catch earlier, right on the first page, and right at the very bottom. It said Treasurer Cox explained that the building hadn't been changed from a medical clinic, and that was an error. Well, that was the medical clinic's error that came to us. It was an in-house error. That's why we correct that, so it's
That one on the 14th, is that the one?
June 14th
Okay.
draft minutes. Not that we don't make errors, but we didn't that time.
I noticed in the minutes too, on the 14th, that there was, isn't that the night that your dad spoke?
Yeah, I don't remember which night that was.
I believe it was the same night that Calvin.
There was a lot to keep up with that night, and I did everything. So,
Yeah, it is.
but, because everybody was talking about over and a lot.
Well, I didn't know, I just, if you see something, I just thought I'd mention.
Is it missing or?
Yeah, there's nothing in there about him speaking at all.
That was just in the mayor's minutes.
That was an open
Yeah.
discussion, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
There
that
was
was
a lot.
just open discussion, yeah.
I couldn't keep up with keeping
And we
notes
don't
on
even-
that.
They weren't on the agenda, so
Right.
you got what was on the people that were on the agendas in there, so
Yes,
we'll be okay with that.
okay.
The city of West Orange check, was that for transfer fees?
Very, very good possibility.
I think that number's going up again too.
Tipping fees?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think think that number's got gone up a little bit, so we might want to check with Dave and stuff to see what that, if they've raised rates or something else, see what the.
I
See
think
whether
he
it's
did.
tonnage or
Yeah.
rates.
When he did his budget, I believe he had addressed that it went up.
Did we have a clean out last month?
Spring cleanup, or that was in April.
It went up 3%. That was from my notes.
Oh.
May 3rd.
And the cost of jeans, it's still got the uniform and purses on here. Is that gonna, how long is that gonna?
We also get parts from Hershey. We have a charge account with them for that as well.
It says jeans.
Yes. A couple of them went over together and got them together.
I know they said they were gonna get rid of the
There's
other.
still a Centos though, because like the aprons from the senior center and then like a mat or something, or towels.
Paper towels
Yes,
is needed.
we still had to keep them with something from Commercial under contract, but we could reduce that. So if there's a Centos bill, that's probably what it's for. It's not for the clothing, it's just for those small little things.
And then also it says cooler here for $262.90,
Under what department?
page 4, street. Actually, what they're-
Street department, did they buy coolers to keep the one?
They got paid coolers, yeah.
They do.
Yeah, There was, I think that was the only department that didn't have one. And there were ones out on the roads all the time.
That's been a good one.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, is it one of those big?
It's one of those heavy duty ones, which is same cooler all the rest of them have.
Spigot at the bottom.
Yeah.
Is that igloo cooler?
No, I think it's like Arctic or something like that, whatever lumberyard carries.
That just seems pricey for a cooler.
They are. They are. And, you know, and like I said, it's the same kind of cooler that the other departments
Yeah.
have. And they stay in the back of the truck, tools in and out of the back of the truck.
Right. So it's gotta be durable.
Exactly. I mean, it'd be nice if we could find something cheaper that would hold up. In my opinion, yes, they are overpriced.
Yeah, so you're having to replace it every year, kind of pointless.
Exactly. You know, I think it's the electric department, so I'd say that cooler is probably give or take 4 years old, 5 maybe.
Yeah.
I've seen cheaper priced coolers, nowhere near durable. So like you said, you know, they're tossing shovels and pry bars in the back of the truck. They are gonna get damaged. That is one nice thing about these expensive ones. Like I said, personally, I feel like they're overpriced, but they are tough.
Software, like, gas it now. I'm just curious on the software for the golf course. What kind of software is it? Is it something for the office?
That's their, I believe that's their point of sale system for all their snacks and soda and stuff like that. And I think it's everything basically all rolled into one. It's like their greens, keep up their greens fees, their regular admissions, their season, yeah, their memberships. And then also it takes care of any of their sales in there, their soda, snacks.
Cool, that one too, right?
Yeah, they're working on one for the pool as well. That way they can keep a little better track of what's coming in and out, just helps keep everything good and honest.
On the sewer and water, what is Pioneer Research for?
That is a chemical company.
What do they just say?
We've got several, and they're all weird like that.
was hoping that's what that change would have been, so same list. Gotcha.
Never go down.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
First, second, Murray. Any further discussion? Call vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Old business.
Uh-huh.
Number one, manager and assistant manager of the
Mama.
pool wishes to speak, address the board.
Two accessories.
With assistance.
Yes, okay, we are coming to you to see if we can get approval. Bryant's Ice Cream had reached out to us on a couple days that they're wanting to come out and do basically like a day where we could get the firefighters involved with the fire truck to come out and do a water day. So who wouldn't like better than water and ice cream in a day? So
You said
July.
who was it?
Bryant's Ice Cream. They're wanting to come out July 16th, which is the Sunday, from 12 to 5 p.m. And then they're wanting to come out again July 28th, Friday, from 3 to 8.
Where are you wanting to do it at?
So I contacted the SVU to see if we could use their parking lot to over kind of like where the fire hydrant is, by what park, kind of by the building. There's like an empty little spot. It's kind of in the back. That way it isn't inconveniencing any like traffic or anything like that. It's kind of out of the way, but still people can come in to reach where if they came to park. So it's right across kind of where Roscoe Cheese is. And they said that they were more than welcome to use their parking lot as long as we made sure that we cleaned up and stuff.
So there won't be any outlay of cost.
Yeah, there's no outlay of cost or anything. So it would just be a free day for kids to come out, to have a free water day, and to come and get some ice cream.
What was the
What's
time on
on
that?
Friday?
From 12 to 5 p.m.
No, Friday.
Oh, Friday is 3 to 8.
On July 28th.
Did you clear this with fire chief?
I went through Mason to see if he could chat with the fire chief, but that was going to be my next step, is to talk to the fire chief about that. But he said that the fire chief would be more than okay to doing something like that, because Mason had reached out to me on something different, but I was talking to him about that. He goes, yeah, I'm sure the fire chief would be up to doing something equivalent to that. So yes.
Unanimous, okay.
Do you see any problem with the Friday?
With what, Friday?
Yeah, from 3 to 8.
The 28th of July.
20 what?
28th.
More worried about traffic through that area at that time period.
Kids running around.
Yep, kids out with that, because that's still a busy part. I mean, even if we pull it up and off.
3 to 8. I have one guy working.
Yep, that might be the other issue.
Yeah, we're down to 4, so just one.
So maybe
Maybe a different.
just the 16th or,
I mean, we could put up, we got tape.
To block them in.
City has barricades.
Yeah.
So,
And necessarily, we don't have to have the fire crew come out on the 28th. We just figured with
We did one
Sunday,
with
just
water,
one
one
with
without.
water. and then somebody can come out, they can come out Friday at any time, like, because that's around dinner time. So people can come and get, they get their dinner and then they can come get ice cream.
But you can see how the 16th goes and decide that.
Yes, yes. Yep, but we would just display it as a free water day, since it's not ready just quite yet. To just letting kids come out, enjoy the water, and enjoying ice cream on the same day. Because it is National Ice Cream Day on the 16th.
Your fire crew would probably help also kind of keep.
Yes, rallying kids too. And we can also put our lifeguards to work that day as well, trying to help corral.
Did you have some input on the subject?
I just need to let you know that I reserved the gazebo that day, and I've already spoken to Eddie, so the area from the chamber over will be blocked off because there'll be musicians out that afternoon, starting about 5 o'clock. I mean, it's fine to do it, I'm just letting you know that part of that will be blocked off earlier in the day.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a problem, because it should be the little parking lot that's off to the side.
Thank you.
So, because you got Roscoe Tees and then they've got the strip right here. Well, it's in kind of behind, it's secluded little circle area anyway, so.
Good to know this way, you know.
Yeah,
Right.
yes.
Might bring more people.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, might bring more people.
Yep.
Okay, and that's what I was asking.
You're gonna let other go, because we don't know what all at once.
So are you gonna advertise like?
Yes,
She would advertise on her page, on her Brian's.
on the Brian's Ice Cream page, and then we'll share it over to the official page.
What was your concern?
I didn't have, I said it'd be kind of cool since she's having her day, we'll pull it all together.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
the
bring more
safety
people out, hopefully.
is the most important, but then with what she's doing and then having parents there listening to music and the
Right.
kids having a good time, that's.
Right.
Yes,
really
yeah, we
good.
kind of tie it all in together.
It's gonna be hot, so I imagine people.
Don't know these ice cream, yeah?
I know you guys work this all out.
That's exactly what we do.
Those
That's
are
right.
happy points.
Yes.
Deidre, we just need a consensus that it's okay.
Yeah, unless you foresee spending over the money limit.
I was gonna say, we don't need no money, everything is just volunteer, besides Brian's Ice Cream, and they're coming just
That's
on
on
them.
Happy, safe, and good. Things for the community. Is everybody good with that? Okay,
All right, that's perfect,
Thank
thank you.
thank you. She left it.
I was gonna leave without my kids, like.
Visitors here. Good idea.
Take it on back, full of sugar.
Chocolate ice cream, that's it. Chamber, was the chamber people up there? Was it a little update?
Yeah. Okay. Hi, guys. So I don't have much of an update. This Saturday is our Christmas in July event. It's another vendor event, so we have about 20 to 25 vendors signed up so far. I am still doing like last minute, so people are still coming. That'll be all inside of the community center, but it's gonna be something really cool for the kids. I have Santa coming in swimming trunks, like, and with backdrops of like the ocean. So it'll be fun. I'm making fake snow and stuff like that. And then the following weekend is our Mountain View Community Night with the Springfield Cardinals, and that has actually been really successful. We started sales almost a whole month early this year than last year, and they've almost all sold out already. And they told me last year that they were basically like trying to give them away at the end, and now we're like almost completely out. So that was really good. We still haven't had another Pioneer Days meeting, but I have been getting entertainment lined up. Today I posted a link online because I already sent out all of the mail applications to like our older vendors, and then I also emailed things, but I wanted to post online to like, it's kind of like the new age thing to do a doc, and that's already gotten a whole bunch of people that would have never known about it otherwise. So there's a lot of new vendors. I think that Pioneer Days will be really cool this year, and I'm looking at cool stuff to do for the parade. Like I've been trying to reach Mountain View's band, but no one's contacting me back, but I want to definitely have really cool marching band, like things like that going on for the parade. I don't have, that's about it. We're going to be at the back to school kickoff still, but I already told you guys about that. And then next week is Robin's thing at the community center, which is like super awesome. She's bringing in 122 people. So I've reached out to all my members, letting them know like, hey, you want them in your buildings? Maybe do like some drink specials, things like that, and then they're supposed to get back with me before that starts. So, or like a free appetizer, like who knows, I don't know, but whatever they want to think of. And she's also reached out and got some different things to give away, and we're gonna reach out for door prizes and stuff like that. So, and we're shampooing. She's renting the shampooer tomorrow, and we're gonna shampoo the community center because it needs it like you would not believe. So we're gonna handle that tomorrow, and yeah, that's what we're doing. So.
Shoot, we have questions for her.
Did you go and get anything done with, or any interest in the man thing at the airport?
So we haven't had a meeting since you talked to me about it, and I have to bring it in front of my board before I can talk about it, and then I also have to go talk to Betty about it. But I think it's awesome. So it's something that her brother actually mentioned having like a man part of Pioneer Days. What did you call it? A man expo over at like the airport, where they would bring in like things like maybe someone could bring, like the place in West Plains that sells 4-wheelers, but they could bring one and to like show off and like kind of like a Bass Pro type thing. Yeah, an RV, like things like that. So I have to talk to them about that. But hopefully I'll have an update on that next month.
And you had an interesting guest at the chamber luncheon.
The luncheon, yes. You?
No.
Because you were also there, which was, you didn't have to talk at my meeting though, so I didn't really think it was fair.
Jackie from Care
It's like,
Center.
yes. The Care Center, she's also a chamber member, so I'm in contact with her all the time. She's always on our luncheons. They're amazing. And yeah, today's lunch was really cool. She was really informative. So that was about like their program and things that they offer to people that are struggling in the community with addiction, homelessness, alcoholism, people that might be about to go to prison. You know, they can go stay, and they have an in-home rehabilitation thing in Mountain View just for men only right now. They're going to try to get one for women, but yeah. And they said if anyone was interested in doing something for that locally, they can use things like, which the chamber will also reach out and do things like this, especially around Christmas. She gave me a great idea for that, but they're always looking for things like socks, like just packs of socks like that, you know, the men there don't have. New pillows, shampoos, soaps. They kind of all get basic stuff. They get a lot of things, but it's always basic, so it's nothing like the name brands that they might actually prefer. So, and then they're always looking for things like razors, cologne. You have to be careful with certain things, like they're not allowed to have aerosol, or if you get mouthwash, it's not allowed to have alcohol in it, things like that. But so they're always looking for different things like that, like just mostly hygiene and things to make their living comfortable, because a lot of them don't have families.
They do volunteer their services.
Oh yeah, and they'll do anything for anyone. If you know any people that need help, they're always there, and they would prefer if you could let them know a little bit ahead of time, but so that they can get it on their schedules. But yeah, they'll do yard work. I know a lot of times they'll come and set up meetings at the chamber. They'll do any of my events that I want to. If they move tables around, so they'll do anything for anyone in the town. So.
Anything else? Yeah. Thank you very
Awesome.
much.
Thank you.
Keep it up. And next meeting is our minute.
Hello. I made you a copy of our calendar that we have finished for the rest of the year. I missed a few things, but we wanted to get that to you so you know what was going on. One of the questions we do have is October 31st. I know it's way out in advance, but are you going to have Halloween on Halloween, or are you going to have it on the weekend?
It's on a Tuesday, right?
It's on a Tuesday.
We're probably gonna.
Have you thought about
When are you
that?
doing yours?
Well,
Well, that's what he's waiting
that's
for.
what we're waiting on.
Yeah,
So we're all going to work
well,
together.
yeah, all at the same time if we can.
I think the
Saturday
weekend.
again.
Before or after?
Before.
As a teacher, it was better if it be on the weekend.
Yeah. I think you're correct.
So the Saturday
The
before.
28th is the Saturday before.
Like we did last year, do it the Saturday before. It seemed to work out pretty good. He had his event,
Yeah, it was busy.
and then,
so,
you know, they were busy during the day, and then they got in their cars and kind of went to trick or treating. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people came out.
So Halloween will be October 28th, Saturday for the city of Mountain View.
Yeah, if we're good with that.
That's what we needed to know. All right, and then I have 3 other things I need to bring up. On February 14th, the council discussed bids for the AC and the Mountain View Community Center, and there was supposed to be an advertisement for bids to replace the units. I don't know if that was ever done, or if we ever got anything back on it. Nobody's heard anything.
It wasn't at the top of our list because of the budget, and
Okay.
we're worried about where we're spending money, so we were just holding off and didn't want someone to come out, give us a price, and then it went up 6 months later. You know, these prices have been lately. I don't want to try to hold somebody to it.
And then our next request was, and I'm sure Robin's a little concerned about it also.
My husband is there repairing it today and tomorrow as we speak.
Repairing the floor that's in the community center. I guess it's happened before.
Yeah, it happened before, and once it dried out.
Not this time.
Not this time, no. And the thing, still haven't been able to locate where that water come from.
No, because when I went in there, everything was bone dry.
Yeah, I was in there that night.
Yeah.
Not because of the air conditioning unit, is it?
Well, there's a unit on the other side of the wall.
One right there.
That's not the one that's been giving us problems. So there's a return air vent there. But the other unit that had given us problems in the past, every time it would freeze, frost up and melt off, never went that direction, ever. It always went out in the foyer.
What you did last night,
Yeah.
something went.
Yeah.
Was it-
So,
So is those in the attic or they out?
no, they're on the ground floor.
So we're having issues with the
That's why we're
flooding,
shampooing the
flooding
carpet
the
tomorrow.
foyers because there's only 1 or 2 air conditioners running the whole system. So that's probably what's making it freeze up. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
if it's not
there's-
air conditioning, but.
It's got a slow leak in that unit. When it gets low on Freon, then it freezes up. So, and if, originally we looked at replacing one of the big ones up front, the very first one that does the foyer and the two office rooms and the kitchen and all that. And we was looking at doing it and the one in the very back. But with this floor issue, I wonder if we shouldn't focus on the 2 up front. Then those will all be new updated units. Because the one in the back is working, it's an old unit. But I'd say with this issue with the floor, it could very well be that other big unit that we were looking at, maybe holding off on it, but we might ought to look at doing it, those 2, and letting that one in the back ride for now.
I'm just really concerned for safety issues. She's gotten 130 people coming in. We were doing the free dinners there. We just keep putting a table over it and covering it, but it needs.
Well, it's being sanded and fixed and glued down.
Okay.
Yeah, we met earlier today and talked about it. I mean, I had a couple of solutions, but none of them are gonna be as thorough as what he's taking care of right now.
And then, I don't know if we need permission, but we need to remove a tree next to the community center building that is next to the fertilizer plant. There's a tree that's growing in the flower bed that's growing on top of the roof and underneath the building. So I'm not sure who we
Under
need.
the sidewalk starting to lift the hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on the far end.
We'll get rec department.
So I didn't know if we had to have permission to do that.
I'd rather they did it.
Oh, yeah, I want them to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I thought you were asking.
But, and then we did get half of the rock done. We've got one more side to do. We're just waiting for an afternoon to get it done. Thanks to Andrea's husband, the last was wonderful. He took a tractor and dumped our rock for us, so we didn't have to shovel it.
John, back to the floor. It's been discussed off and on for years that when we did rip that up, we either go back with tile or industrial vinyl, so that way it gets rid of that
I like
water problem
tile.
altogether.
I like tile.
Yep.
But I think tile is easily busted, and I like the idea of like industrial, maybe even like a vinyl plank.
Have such
That
a
way if a
rating.
piece is damaged, you peel it up, put a new piece in, and go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have a lot of tables and chairs
Yeah.
moved all the time.
And eliminate all that carpet in there, because the only way there's main serving area is carpet. Yeah, I'd say if you do it, do the whole thing like a vinyl plank and be done with it. 'Cause it is pretty durable stuff. But what I like about it is if you damage a piece, you peel it out, you put a new one in.
Do either of you have an estimate of what kind of funds we have?
Best I could tell, and I made a call to Andrea just to, so we kind of make sure we had everything right. He said it was, the numbers I got from you is $2,677.71.
26, 22.
22.
71.
Oh, never mind, those are two, not
Okay.
sevens. So that was the interest that had occurred on those endowed funds. So, and they said there was a little bit that had.
3171.
3171 had
Approved since April.
since April. So looking at roughly $2,650 is what we've got to play with. So,
Between the air conditioner and the flooring, we're like,
yeah.
what's going to do first?
That's what those are supposed to go to is building upkeep. So we need to look and add that into those numbers too.
Which we didn't spend that money that was budgeted for that, but we knew with the audits and whatnot, we didn't know where it was at. If we can limit by this summer and get into the fall, we don't have any trouble with it. As far as the heating goes, we don't have any issues. It's only when you're trying to cool during the hot part of the year. So if I see an issue, if anything starts, we can get them on right then, service it, top it off a little bit, Freon, whatever, get us through this 6-month budget. We could look at working on that in our next full year budget. If you guys want to do that, because it will be higher if we look at doing those 2 big units versus 1 big and 1 small. You're probably talking a difference of, I'm gonna guess, a difference of about $3,000–4,000. But then you have 2 brand new ones, one of them a couple years old. You have 3 efficient units running the main part of that building.
Now, are we just talking air conditioning, or are we talking also
Both.
the floor?
Oh, just the air conditioning, yeah,
Yeah, he said it was budgeted before, but never done.
yeah.
And as you were saying, Maria was saying that it also gives time for more rentals.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I need to bring it back in 6 months, or is that something y'all can put on your agendas to do?
You can bring it back. That's
Okay.
okay.
I'm just making sure we
No
keep it
problem with that.
rolling.
Yeah.
All right, y'all have any questions on our calendars or anything like that?
Who's paying for the free meal at Walking Park?
We have been getting donations every month, and so far the donations have been able to pay for the food, and we've had donations of food. We've had meat donated, we've had food donated, so it's been going very well. And we're averaging between about 80 to 100 people,
Wow, nice.
so.
The end of this month with the Hunters Ed, since the program switched and went online, it's been really hard for instructors. So for them to actually get an instructor from conservation to come in and have a weekend, this is the first time it's been done in probably 6 years. So that needs to be pushed out quite a bit. We have a lot of kids that don't have the opportunity, or people who are taking kids out for hunting, they have to have that class too in order to take them out hunting.
So far, we have 75 reserved for the Hunter's Ed class. We're limiting that to 100, and Travis Wilbanks, he's the school resource officer. He's qualified to come teach it, so he's going to be teaching it for us.
He's also going to be teaching that in school too.
Yes,
So.
yes, which is going to help a lot, I think. But, I mean, we've got people from Willow Springs, Birch Tree, Summersville, all coming, so.
And you say July 27th, you have a speaker from the state? of
Yes, her
Missouri?
name is Ellen Campbell. She is she was the president last year of the Missouri Betterment Community. So it's like the chapter that's for Missouri. And they're going to come down and speak with us and see what we can do and how we need to proceed and things that we can grant, hopefully. And
You guys are good. Well, thank you very much.
all right, thank you guys. Oh, what?
Did you told me was gonna look into maybe this, and I'll get that floor done. Did you ever hear anything back? Getting that floor replaced out there, did you ever get anything back on that?
Okay, Bill 1371 to become ordinance 1741. And this is just a amending the agreement for the airport improvement program. We passed the resolution last time, and now they decided they wanted federal, they wanted an ordinance. So we just turned it into an ordinance. So let me read some. You would, here, read it, please.
To make sure you, an ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Mountain View, Missouri to sign amendment number 2, amending the agreement for the airport improvement program, Happy Lights, previously entered into with the Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission. Whereas the city council of the city of Mountain View, Missouri is in the process of making improvements to the municipal airport through the installation of Happy Lights, and whereas it is necessary for the city of Mountain View to sign an amendment to the previously agreed on contract for the project, which will extend the allotted time for the completion of said project. Now therefore be it ordained by the City Council of Mountain View, Missouri as follows. Section 1, that Mayor John Krasuski is directed to sign amendment number 2 in order to amend the city's existing contract for airport improvements to allow more time for the installation of Happy Lights. Section 2, this ordinance shall be in full force and effect as of this date of its passage.
Do we have a motion?
I make a motion to accept Bill 1371, ordinance 1741.
Second.
Any discussion? Or, Lando?
Aye.
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 Two readings. Two readings.
Okay. An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Mountain View, Missouri to sign amendment number 2, amending the agreement for the airport improvement program, Happy Lights, previously entered into with the Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission. Whereas the city council of the city of Mountain View, Missouri is in the process of making improvements to the municipal airport through the installation of Happy Lights, and whereas it is necessary for the city of Mountain View to sign an amendment to the previously agreed on contract for the project, which will extend the allotted time for completion of said project. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the City Council of Mountain View, Missouri as follows. Section 1, that Mayor John Krasuski is directed to sign amendment number 2 in order to amend the city's existing contract for airport improvements to allow more time for the installation of Happy Lights. Section 2, this ordinance shall be in full force and effect as of the date of its passage.
Motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept bill number 1371, ordinance 1741.
Second.
Seconded.
Second by Brenda. Linda?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Mary?
Aye.
Bill number 1372 to become resolution 23-07-11. A resolution authorizing the mayor of the city of Mountain View to sign documents to apply for USDA grant for purchase of police vehicle.
A resolution of the City of Mountain View, Missouri concerning acceptance and compliance with various requirements to obtain financial assistance from the United States of America, acting through the United States Department of Agricultural Rural Development. Be it resolved by the City Council of Mountain View, Missouri as follows. Section 1, definitions. A, the City of Mountain View, Missouri will also be referenced as applicant, recipient, participant, and grantee throughout this document. B, United States of America acting through U.S. Department of Agricultural Rural Development will also be referenced as USDA Rural Development and RD throughout this document. Section 2, certifications. The following listed forms with instructions are attached here to you and fully incorporated and set forth herein. A, standard form 424D, assurances, construction programs. B, form RD 400-1, equal opportunity agreement. C, RD 400-4, assurance agreement. D, form RD 1910-11, applicant certification, federal collection policies and consumer or commercial debts. This form is applicable when a USDA loan is being made. E, FMHA instruction 1940-Q, Exhibit A-1-82191, certification for contracts, grants, and loans. Section 3, miscellaneous provisions. Section A, if any section, subsection, or part of the resolution ordinance, whether large or small, and whether set forth or incorporated herein by reference, is for any reason held invalid, the validity therefore shall not affect the validity of any of the other provisions of this resolution, whether large or small, and set forth or incorporated herein by reference. B, if any section, subsection, or other part of the resolution ordinance is found to conflict with an actual form set forth or referred to herein, the version of the form which is in effect on the date of the instrument will be applicable. Section C, the signature of the mayor and the attestation by the city clerk to this resolution shall act as the signature and attestation to each and every one of the requirements and forms set forth and incorporated by reference in the sections and subsections of this resolution as fully as if signed and attested to on an individual document or forms for each. Section 4, notice to applicant. The applicant is given notice and hereby acknowledges the following. Applicants are required to identify any known relationship or association with a rural development employee. This would include family members, known close relatives, business associates, or known close personal associates. In these cases, arrangements will be made for special handling of processing and servicing actions as required by CFR Part 1900 Subpart D. It will not affect your account status. This resolution shall be in full force and effect from and after the passage and approval.
Motion.
I'll make a motion that we accept bill number 1372, ordinance number 230711. Resolution, sorry.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Linda?
Aye.
Aye.
Brenda?
Aye.
Aye. No, it's just a resolution.
Do it for her.
If
I would just
it
like,
was, she could hit all
skimmed
the
it.
Yeah.
iPhones.
First, you gotta hit it all.
Bill number 1373 to become ordinance 1742, an ordinance amending chapter 69 of utilities. And I'd like to read that.
An ordinance amending the city code of ordinances for the city of Mountain View. Whereas the city of Mountain View currently uses a tiered rate system to determine electric rates, which allows customers to pay less per kilowatt for using more. And whereas the city of Mountain View, Missouri engaged in an electrical rate study which found the tiered rate system being used by the city to calculate the charge for customers did not match with the cost expended by the city to purchase their power from MPUA. And whereas the rate study indicated a consumer rate system based on the actual cost to the city for purchasing power and reflecting that higher kilowatt usage results in higher costs would be beneficial for the city and more fair to customers. And whereas the city council has determined that there is a need to amend the city code of ordinances of the city of Mountain View, Missouri. Now therefore be it ordained by the city council for the city of Mountain View, Missouri, that section 69-.830 of the city code of ordinance be amended by adding paragraph 7 as follows. Chapter 69 utilities, subchapter C electricity, section 69.830 electric rates. Number 7, in addition to the above minimum and other listed compensation, the city of Mountain View, Missouri shall collect a purchase powered adjustment on the sale of each kilowatt to each customer. For each cent increase or decrease or major fraction thereof in the city's monthly cost of purchase power of 7 cents per kilowatt in the most recent 3 months preceding the billing period, there shall be a correspondingly added to or subtracted from each customer's bill an amount equal to 1 cent or major fraction thereof per kilowatt times the total kilowatt billed to the customers on all above rates.
Do we have a motion to discuss it?
I make a motion to accept Bill 1373, ordinance 1742.
We have a second?
I'll second it.
Second. Discussion. I'd like
You
to
wanna
do an
do it?
explanation.
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
Eddie, who we first spoke about it earlier, you could give just a brief explanation instead of the legal jargon.
So basically, you know, as it mentioned in this, currently we have a tiered rate process. So for the first 10 kilowatts, X amount, for the next, I don't know, 30, it's a certain amount, and through the first 1,000, it's tiered. The more you use, the less you pay, and after 1,000, the price drops down. So, and it's that way for residential and commercial, you know, on through. So your bigger commercial three-phase commercial that has like a demand meter, it doesn't really apply to them because they have a demand charge. So all this focuses on is your single phase, whether it be a household or a small business. So what's going on is the more electricity that everybody in town uses, the less they pay, but the more we get charged. So what this does is this basically sets a base rate of 7 cents for each kilowatt. And then what it'll do is it'll take the previous 3 months and it'll average the cost per kilowatt, which give or take 2.5 cents, somewhere around there. And that, by using the 3-month average, it'll make it a softer ebb and flow. If you did it month by month, you would see in the hot months or the really cold months, you'd see these giant spikes in electric bills. So that's what we're trying to avoid here. So basically this sets our, for lack of better terms, profit margin X amount above what we're having to pay. So it makes the residents' bills fairly consistent throughout the year. But when we have a high usage month, our bills may go from 2.5 cents a kilowatt to over 5 cents a kilowatt. That's a big difference when you're talking 3 million kilowatts, give or take. So, you know, what this will do is it'll allow us to kind of even things out, and y'all can stop me anytime if you so it'll just allow it to.
Why don't we make our billing match how we're getting billed?
That's exactly what we're doing.
That is what they do.
Yeah.
So right now,
Spreadsheet, and it's all input based off of the bill, the kilowatts, our base rate, and it determines with that rolling 3 months. It gives a thing, so each month when McKenna does billing, she will actually enter that number, because it tells her exactly what's input. Once you input all of that information, it just does the whole calculation, and it's there, it's ready, it just will adjust whichever direction it needs to go.
Everywhere I've lived, the more kilowatts you use, the higher your bill is.
Yes.
You have tiers, and then when
And
it
that's,
gets
we've
to.
always been
It's
like this,
opposite.
like we've paid more
Yeah, that's
and
weird.
they're paying. So now, this is just our, this is what we use to make sure it goes like that versus the drastic difference.
so as a customer, you get a break for using more, but as the supplier,
Right.
we get penalized for more, using more. So hopefully what this will do, if we're in a peak alert, this might actually cause people to be a little bit more conservative about how much power they use. Because if they know that the price that we pay directly affects them, I mean, that might cause them to be a little bit more conservative. But by doing it over a 3-month average, it's a lot softer rise and decrease. So, I mean, they've got a spreadsheet, I've seen it, enough to know that I'm glad they're the ones that's taking care of the readings in there, but as we get our bill, they input the numbers.
We do all of that.
Yeah.
She set it up for us.
Yeah.
She's taught me how to use it. I mean, it's very simple. You just plug in exactly like the
Plug
bill.
in your information
that
from the
NPU
bill,
of it,
and then
NPU
it will figure everything for her, so.
And it'll just reiterate, because I've mentioned this before, because I was on council, but when we switched from Show Me to the new co-op, we dropped rates either 10 or 20% back in 20 or 18.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
5 years.
It should have been raised way before now.
It should have.
But it didn't happen,
Yeah,
so.
and by doing it this way, it's not so much a rate increase, it's just gonna be kind of a fluctuating deal. So, I don't think you're talking, give or take, on what is that, 1,000 kilowatts, roughly $10, give or take, one way or the other. So, if our bill goes down, their bill goes down.
Yeah, it'll just level it out through the year. If you have a month where, 3 months or whatever, of our expense going up, where they're, because of the demand, they're charging us 5 cents. We can't immediately change our budget and tell the electric department, whoa, don't work today, guys, we don't have the money, because it's not coming in. Instead, it's leveling it out to where helps our budget a whole lot, just keeps it more smooth instead of up, down, we make money this month and lose money next month, because we've lost money some months and made money other months. Well, can't keep it up, we can't spend, keep things going. But along those terms, we do have to review those minimums, I hate to say that, but the very minimum, because we're not talking about a rate hike so far, but I want to review the minimums, because right now, I don't know the last time our minimums have been raised.
And you're talking about the meter maintenance.
And we can't afford to do what we're doing. We have all our costs tripled and quadrupled since that was put into effect. I don't foresee anything even doubling the bill, but a few dollars here and there we need to look at and see if that's feasible and see if we can get something going there, because it's not maintaining our system. It's not enough. Can't replace anything.
That's one of those that we should be looking at every year, just looking over it every year. Not
Hopefully-
maybe not changing it every year.
That's all we
but
need to do
looking
now.
over it every
Yeah.
year.
When we get this rate study done, that'll tell us a lot
Yes.
about where we stand on that. This is basically just kind of keeping us afloat until the rate study's done. So, and the rate study can't be completed until the audit's done. So,
Yeah, well, I'll get into that in a little bit, but, okay, any further discussion? Oh,
All right.
very good. New business, and we have Lucinda Burton wishing to address the council. She wants to come up and tell us how good of a job they're doing.
Yeah.
What?
First, Wendell, I don't remember rates going down when we went with mud. I had a big part to do with you guys changing over that when you went from Shelby to mud.
You did, I'm pretty
They
sure.
did
you
for the Bowman alley. I can bring you my bills and show you, because they were almost as high as what
Yeah, I
my
remember
building
your-
payment
yeah,
was.
I remember the goal.
So mine never went down. And since I've lived in town now, I pay a very hefty bill. Not like what they did that lived there prior, but I still pay a hefty bill. I don't care if you raise the electric or not, that's besides the point, but I think it probably is due. I understand what you're saying, Eddie.
But we're not at this time, go ahead, clear
But-
that.
Mud, I was involved in a lot getting that done, because I was not happy with my electric bill at the Bowman alley. Pool, this pool grant, I'm very upset about. There's been 3 different things, and none of you, except probably you, was on the board when this pool grant was took out by Donnie Pruitt. The first one was gonna be, it's gonna fix the pool, and it's gonna fix the tennis courts. And it ended up, no, we're not fixing the tennis courts, it's gonna be just the pool, and we're gonna put some sales tax on to get the match to that. So I wanna know when the sales tax is gonna go off.
Sales tax is not going off because you voted it in as part of the
For
parks.
the pool.
No, it did not. If you read it when it said it, and this is something that I've argued
I
even
didn't
from
vote on
overseas.
it.
Well, I hate to tell you this, when it was voted and passed, it was passed as a park tax. It ain't coming off.
I was under the
It
understanding.
is not
was.
coming off. You should read what is actually voted, and that's the problem, is everybody goes in by emotion instead of reading what it actually says.
Well, if I had to
And-
vote on it, I could tell you I
Well,
wouldn't have voted for it.
That's good, and I agree with that, because I wouldn't have voted for it either.
So if that's the case, is the tennis court gonna get fixed?
After everything else is paid for, it'll go into a park fund, is what it says for, and that can only be used for parks. So any of the parks that are here with any upgrades, that's what that money is for.
So when's the roof gonna get fixed on the bathroom down at the walking park? It's been that way since the tree fell on it.
I don't know, last thing we were looking at first was the pool, which as you brought up, the grants and stuff were for, well, that grant shot way up. If you take a look at the expenses and everything else was for it, and if you looked at what John did to actually mitigate it, it still was over twice as much for it, because it was a 50-50 grant.
I'm pretty sure
Which
I read in the
means-
paper that the grant was gonna more than be paid, the grant was gonna be more than enough to pay for it.
It
What
only pays
grant?
for half.
It's 50-50. The city still has to come up with 50% of it. So it doesn't matter how much the grant was. If it's 700,000, we have to put 350,000 in it, right? So the original was 500,000.
Yeah.
We still have to put half of whatever those funds and stuff goes for.
So is the.
So the actual thing, because we talked about this before too, as far as how much money that actual half cent brought in, it was broadcast, it would be $1 million.
No.
Nowhere close. Oh, actually, I've saved that from overseas, from when they pushed this through, it'd be $1 million a year is what it would bring in. It's nowhere near. It's not. 250,000 a year. 250,000 towards any of the park type of things. So if you even talk about for lawnmowers and stuff, won't keep that afloat.
So does the electric have its own, where the money goes for the electric, or does it all go in general fund? Does it have its own deposit area where it goes
We have to
into
keep
just
track of that
electric?
separately, yes.
Because when mud went in, the rate was supposed to stay the same, and the money that was extra from what you was getting from the electric was supposed to be saved to use for all the infrastructure filled up. to
Of
be-
the electric.
to be
Of
matched
electric.
For electric.
And
So I was
there's a
concerned
certain
about
percentage of any of the services that come for the city that can be used in general fund, but that's regulated by state. There's a small percentage when it comes through. The rest of it has to go through for like the updated lines. The other thing and stuff that's happened that we're still paying for is the big bill that happened 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And that's $600,000 that we're paying
I thought they got a grant for part of that.
No,
Or a loan.
it was a loan.
Well, that's the difference in non.
But that's where the information and stuff really comes from. And that's why I keep trying to say, if you're coming forward, don't put emotion into it. Read everything through, because there are certain ways we can go to. I can make everything seem like a bleeding heart, and you'll have lines out here. But when it comes to the facts of it, it's long range. And that's the same thing last meeting I brought up. I hope you guys with the passion go up and say, see the school board. Because school board ones can be repealed, because they were established
But they don't
for
want to.
buildings. If
That's
you,
what I've been
if you
told,
go
they
up,
won't.
but if you go up and actually get on and talk to the boards that are there, you watch. Because that's what's happening across the state. Because it's not just our area. But
I know.
with our taxes, our property taxes went up. How much of our property taxes come to the city? Zero. Zero.
All goes to the school. I know where it goes.
Right. So why is it that it costs more for us to be here, is what, and that's what I'm saying. If you have the passion, and I'm hoping everybody does go through and have the same passion at their meetings, but go in with the understanding of what it actually takes for that. You know, same thing, the audit that we're going through, audits in a business world, well, you know, audits in a business world are earth-shattering. If you get audited by the IRS, how much stress do you go through? You get audited from one of the other companies. For me, I get audited by a government agency. It's 2 weeks of stress before and after. Same thing with this. When they come down and say, hey, you're doing something wrong, we're changing. And that's what the main thing is.
Now the
So-
sewer. You got blue flags that's been up for over a year. Is it ever gonna get done so the streets can get fixed? Or is it just gonna stay the blue flags and,
No, that serves two different purposes.
Yeah, the blue flags were, it was kind of a training purpose for our guys, so they could figure out where all the water meters were. That's what they were. That was in the process of training somebody to take over.
so that's what the blue flags.
Yeah.
Well, and then they were put out this past winter when we were having all those meters freezing up to show which ones were checked.
Oh, I got you. I know, like,
Ours never come down.
if
so-
you knew there was, you know, like cold weather, afraid there was gonna be snow, and he had some that was kind of questionable, a lot of times he would stick a flag by it, so if there was snow, he can know right where to go. Which, I never thought about that when I was reading, I just kick around the yard till I found them.
Presently, with our funding and budgets as they were, we are chasing and fixing the sewer as we go, just repairs and trying to keep up with maintenance, which they're doing a great job. We have a sewer crew that's doing fantastic, and they're keeping up with it. But we're in the process of several grants, including we already have the approval from the voters 2 years ago, for a bond. So we'll have hopefully, enough money to redo the majority of the sewer in the city. That's around $6-7 million is what we're looking at. And this way, we don't want to do too much to the streets if we're gonna go in and rip them right
Well,
out.
that's what I was
Yeah.
told when you was running for mayor, that they don't wanna tear the streets up more than once, that they're in bad shape.
I want to reiterate something on grants, because I don't think everybody understands. The grant that's for this road was done, what, 6 years ago?
Yeah, it was what Donnie was in.
Donnie did it.
Okay.
Donnie had a big part to do
We're
with that.
we're still waiting for everything for,
And
but that's a
they're-
grant process. And the problem with grants is they shouldn't be advertised that we got a grant until they actually give you permission. You can talk about, hey, we're applying for it, but that doesn't mean, A, that we're getting it, or B, that we can afford it.
That's what the previous administration did. They put out a whole bunch of things to make people think you're getting all kinds of money.
And that's a main thing, and I don't mean to take it away from him, because he's doing a great job with, as far as applying and looking for it, but because we're applying doesn't mean that we're getting it.
Now, the last thing is Country Meadows has a bad water problem over there. And it was addressed when Donnie was in, and I know you sit on the board too now. There's a waterway down through there that floods all the time. Is there anything y'all can do to fix that?
Is
I mean,
that going into over to Dave's field and flooding that?
it goes into Michelle's house.
In my backyard, it just runs, I've got a lake in my backyard.
According to what I've heard, I didn't live in that neighborhood forever, and they're telling me that it just used to flow into a huge sinkhole spot, and it just disappeared, about 20 years ago.
It sits on the street when it rains a lot.
And then now it doesn't, and something stopped up, and he's got a lake down there, and all the water backs up. It's geological problems, not,
I can remember where it used to be a pond, and now there's, I mean, if I was a duck hunter, that's where I'd be.
Yeah,
And the problem we have is there's nowhere for the water to go now. It can't exit. So whenever the lake creeps up toward the subdivision, there's nowhere for the water to go.
we are working on a master plan with, I forget what the department is, but I'm sure it's DNR anyway, for surface water drainage for the entire city. We have to upgrade our sewers and get our roads done before we can do that, finish that. And they are ready and we're ready. We've got preliminary plans, et cetera, for the entire city, especially for any flood mitigation. So hopefully it'll be addressed at that time, but right now, I cannot tell you what we can do for that at all.
Last thing, the big disaster hit, the big storm hit here and took the electric out. How long will it be out? Did you guys have it back up in a week, or would it be months?
That's a real big variable. That's a real big variable. Yeah, it can be up overnight, it can be 3 months. Nowadays, 3 months is kind of out of the picture, unless it was a hurricane, because all the joint efforts from all the different communities. I mean, we'll get people all the way from Florida to come here and help us because we've sent people down there, and it makes it quicker for emergencies.
The contract with NPAU also would help with that, so if you can.
Yeah, we have a good alliance. We have good alliances with all those, so it all depends on what went down where. But just in the last 12 months, our electrical has improved big time in the city. Your volts are a lot better down in your end of the town. We've got everything way more solid. We got
I know
rid of.
that building was lower than what it normally is down here.
We've took care of a really, really bad infrastructure, et cetera, that where I feel confident that we have a decent electrical system now.
I think you all are doing a good job.
Thank you.
It takes all of you to make it work, and everybody needs to work together to make it work, or it's not gonna work. And just like you pointing out, a lot of it is miscommunication, and it's not very fun to be on the other end and have to listen to other people tell you what they're not happy about. And that's a lot of what I was asking about tonight about all this stuff, is I've talked to a lot of people, and this is what they wanna know.
The best thing that can happen just did, and that is you came in and asked, come right to the horse's mouth, ask us what's up.
You
And
could've
you
got
can
a
do
guy
that at
this
City
morning.
Hall, by the way. You can come in at City Hall, and if we don't know, we'll find out, or we'll canvass the board. But coming in here is fine with us. I don't think anyone here.
Somebody run a
opposed to that.
stop sign up here this morning, coming this way. He could have had somebody. Watched him do it.
But thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Robin. Oh, speak about.
First of all, I want to apologize to Sarah. I about blew a gasket yesterday. If I get through this convention, the end of next week. You're are to be Tuesday evening, if you can, at 6 o'clock to welcome people to your town.
Sure.
Please.
Sure.
That'll be the actual night of when most of the artists are here. First thing, I need a permit for a parade. Whether we want to admit it or whether we acknowledge it, April the 8th of 2024, there's going to be a total eclipse. It is happening, and there's nothing we can do to stop that. The city of Mountain View can either benefit from it or not. I am choosing to and would like a parade permit for evening on April the 4th. We are proposing the Buck Nelson Festival. We already have 13 sponsors. The sponsors are $100 a piece. We have the folks from Galena. I don't know whether you're into that sort of thing or not, but there's a lot of people into that sort of thing that will come to town. I already have both parks reserved out. There'll be a light show. I've already got 26 vendors coming. And not me and Crystal. Don't forget my sidekick. She's sick today or she'd have been here with me tonight. So this being said, and I have tried to contact Lana Tharp for the last couple of days. I did talk to the art teachers, and I've talked to 2 of the science teachers. I've talked to some elementary school teachers. We want the community involved in this. We want to have an art project and we want it age appropriate. So like the high school one art project, the middle school, where they paint or do art things. Then we want the STEM classes, these kids that are smart, we want them to build a replica of some kind of alien spaceship. And we need judges for all of this. But this needs to happen at night. So I need this parade at night, because if it's going to be floats and alien ships and stuff, it needs to be lighted and show up.
Are you having trouble with people not knowing who Buck Nelson is?
Not really. After there was an article done, and I had somebody just, in this day of social media, when you have somebody contact you that's not your friend and say, hey, I want to talk to you about that. I've had about 5 of those people, but anyway, there's Ozark Live. A girl did an article about Buck Nelson. It didn't really flow anywhere. She wants to come back and revamp.
There's actually a book, too.
Yeah, and I have that book. I actually got that book from Wilbur. I can't even tell you what Wilbur's last name is at the moment. I have the book that was originally written. There are 2 gentlemen, they came to the neighborhood market, and we went to ask Emily before, because Emily actually had these 2 gentlemen come from the museum in Galena, Kansas. They have recordings of Buck Nelson. They have all kinds of photographs. Laura agreed to help with archives. I've had so many people reach out. It's unbelievable, the people that want to come on board with that. So they said I have to have the city's permission, because we will need the street blocked off. And it'll be kind of like a Spirit Day, April. It still gets dark early, so line up at the pool about 3 o'clock. Parade starts at 5. Hopefully it'll be dark enough then. So I know that on 5th Street there'll be some that will probably have to have electric. So I don't know about using any part of the parking lot over here where we do Pioneer Days. I know that there's a little bit of electric at the youth center. Some of the ones that are self-contained, we've talked to, and they would set up around Veterans Park. So,
So what are we proposing as the route? What route?
the route for the parade would be the same as the Spirit Day or the Christmas. They would start at the pool, and they would come down and they would end here at SVU at the airport.
And you're staging the food trucks over by the...
Well, this is going to be an all-day event. The parade is a separate event. Yeah, there will be food trucks throughout town.
Okay.
Hopefully, if they're not self-contained, we have to put them somewhere where there's electric. So, and any profitable money that comes from this will be divided between 3 charities: the school, or the youth center, the soccer, and the youth sports league. There's quite a bit of needs for the softball fields inside. We've got some electrical issues. We've got things that need to be painted and upkeep. So those things could be done if we can get some funds. And So that's the proposal. I need a parade permit.
What did you say it was, April?
April the 4th.
Okay, so it's on.
We've already started ordering 3D glasses for the Eclipse and we're gonna put little Buck Nelson green stickers on the side. So, this all came out from a meeting where they had Osby at the chamber. There's also a 100-year anniversary coming in 2026 of the Route 66, and it's gonna come right through here. There are a lot of things that can be acted upon and can bring to this city. I have 122 registered people coming to this city this coming week. It is, in some ways, there's not enough hotels here, so I have some that will be at ICGMA already, so they're gonna keep their rooms in West Plains. I have some at Willow, the Honeysuckle and Malone's are booked out, and then I have some all the way out at the Worship Center on the other side of Winona. So, there's been some kind of confusion almost ever since I started with this, once Trish left. I called her from this very week, a year ago, and said, I'm in a meeting, they're asking for a host. Can I have the chamber building, the community center, this whole week? She went and looked, she said, well, we don't have the calendar for next year, so I'll put it down. Well, then there was change 1, and supposedly it was all straightened out then. And then there was change 2, and when somebody told me yesterday the Ozark Action Agency was going to be there on Monday, I about split a gut. But anyway, that was all worked out. In doing all this, I want you guys to ponder something. I do think I think most of the city, I think you guys want to see this city grow. And there are some arguing, there's some bad mouth. But I think as a whole, most of the people involved, I was at the last meeting. I don't think as long as we have Eddie Owens in charge of most things, we need a city manager. Because what are we going to pay them for? What business are we going to bring here? I watched a city manager in this town for 5 years be paid for walking around philosophically with a cup of coffee 90% of the time. We need to figure out here in marketing, what do we have to offer? What are we going to market? You don't need somebody to come and tell you what businesses to do. And as far as a marketing manager, I have talked to several chambers, not only because of this, but in Phillipsburg, Kansas, because I was in awe when I moved there, of how is a small town that's the same, almost the same amount of people as Phillipsburg, how do they operate like this? How is there all this Dolly Parton reading thing and this grant and the Main Street Improvement Project and these things going on? It's because they all work together. So I called up there and I asked, I said, how are you paid? Who does marketing? And this is what I have found from 3 places that have chamber offices that have, and some of them call it a betterment committee, some of them call it a Main Street Project committee, it's whatever, but they cohabitate in one office, which shouldn't be a problem. And then the chamber person is the marketing. Half of their job is the chamber, but the other half is marketing. They're sent to seminars, they're sent to learn, they're sent to other places to learn how to do this. And I know that we're stressed on a budget, but I think if the city could come up and pay the chamber, and I'm talking about the employee, I'm not talking about the building or the center, could come up and pay the chamber person, maybe say $1,500 a month, say $3,000 to $5,000 a quarter for marketing, and see what they can do. Give this to somebody that's already working for the city, they're already background checked, they're already in an office, and try it. Give it a try. See what they could do. Because there's a lot of people willing to help, and a lot of people willing to guide. And there's not a chamber around that will not talk and will not give help. And I even asked the lady at Osby, you know, do they have any other resources and chamber things that are available? And she says there is. So I just feel like there's a lot of untouched stuff. And I really, before the city goes and hires a city manager or a marketing manager, I think there's some other whole lot less financial weighted things that could be tried and see if they work. What do what do we have to lose to try something a whole lot less than bringing somebody in here and paying them 40, 50, 60,000? Not one person, but a marketing person and a city manager. I mean, I don't want to see anybody not get a job or not have a job, but I'm just saying we need to utilize what we have. So, anyway, that's what I came to talk about. First of all, I need to pray from it, though, and permission. So they say.
Back to the parade. What do you guys got a problem? Have we got questions for her?
Do you guys not have like an application for
Yeah, don't we have a,
Put it on, usually parades and stuff are done 90 days out, but definitely put it on the calendar and probably have it pre-approved and set.
we have to get with MoDOT too.
That's a 90-day, that's why the 90 days is there. You can't do it before a certain amount of time.
So we can say yes, but
It has to be put as far as on
yeah,
the calendar. And
I thought you guys just would have had some kind of a permit.
No, the way the ordinance is written, for parades, it doesn't require anything except for permission from the police. But that ordinance was written in the 80s, so it probably needs to be updated, seriously. But,
I mean, the MoDOT
MoDOT
thing, asking them 90 days is.
Right, we'll do that.
yeah, MoDOT is the most important thing because they don't like the roads blocked unless they have advance. So as long as they have advance, they're good with it.
I have a question. Do you have anybody to be your judge?
I'm going to be asking all kinds of people.
What about?
Would you all like to be a judge?
I would have no problem with it.
I'm not good.
for which one are we talking? Because you know I'm going.
Excuse me, how do you know you're going to be working?
It's on Thursday.
It's on Thursday.
Yeah,
Freedom
no, it's
will
on
give
a
you those-
Monday
well-
because school is out on a Monday. April the 8th is a Monday and school is out.
Frito-Lay don't have holidays.
But yes, we are going to, and we, of course, we don't want the art teachers judging the art students, and we don't want the science teachers
Well,
judging the science
I
projects.
wouldn't be available to judge because I plan to bring my flying saucer.
Did you steal it?
Is that for the parade, or are you gonna put it on a trailer and light it up, or?
Yeah.
Okay,
Parade.
so that, you couldn't
Yeah.
judge a parade, but you can
Conflict of
judge something
interest.
else.
I know, we can use one for each.
Okay, you gotta have three.
We've got a year.
We could probably, we could have 4 for sure. Murray may have to be out of town.
3 for sure.
Yeah, because the same thing, we're already got something planned at the other location for that. And we've been planning for a bit for it, so.
You know, I mean, I would personally, I'd like to see people start. Osby told me to come down today, and they're gonna give me 2,000 stickers. You know, I'd like to go around and ask each one of the businesses, put the sticker on your windows so the people that know. April 24th, but somewhere between 11:45 and 12:15, there's gonna be a total eclipse in this town. That's the reason that we chose that day to play off of it. What better way to play off of the eclipse than to have aliens running around, so.
And then,
So is it the 4th or the 24th?
It's April the 8th of 2024.
Right.
Not that a date matters necessarily for our end, but the emergency management director is already doing tabletops for that event. So Will Price had sent out an email telling us that it was going to happen. I don't know if he was able to attend that. It's actually today. So if he was able to attend that, there's going to be more information what they plan on doing all together throughout whole Howell County. So if you can get with Will at City Hall and get with him, see there may be something planned in another town that may.
Well, that's Osby said, and I just talked to her again today, and they're putting together like whole routes. So if we want to be on the route map, we need to get in now.
Yeah.
That's why I'm doing this now. Because I want Mountain View, Missouri to be on that route map.
We're right behind you.
And I want Mountain View, Missouri to also be on the Route 66 road map. You know, I mean, if you get on the map, and I mean, there's businesses, or the I have to say, thanks Cricket, thanks Angela, thanks Ian, they've all bought ads in a convention book. This convention book will be like this. This is what it will look like, only it'll have regular dates on it. All their ads will be in this. The businesses. I haven't gone to one business in this town that has not offered a donation of some kind, of the ones I've been able to get to. I mean, I work, I have a job, so I can't do it all the time, but, I mean, it's this, if they place in this today, the ones at Western that placed and the ones at Eastern that placed, this is the central. They will go to Branson in October. This is not, you know, just a fly-by-night. This was the 144th in 2021, so there's been several since that. So I think most people in this town are willing to get on board if they understand what it's for and what it's going for and how it's to be used.
Absolutely, we're behind you. I think so. You have consent of the full board. I want to know, Deidre, if there's something we can or should enact at this time. Should we resolve something? What should we-
It doesn't sound like according to the ordinance, you guys have to do anything if you want to just, but the only thing that you all would generally need to be involved in is if they're going to need, like special parking and stuff like that for the event, like Pioneer Days, then you all have to vote to, basically suspend the current traffic
We have to do that right
rules,
before
but,
Yeah,
I
like
think
right
that
before
would
the
make
like
it
you do on
closer,
Spirit Day.
right?
I mean, there should be enough parking other places, and we've even talked to one of the churches that have a bus. So like if people want, and I mean, if there is steady things from downtown and up side of town all the way down 5th Street back to the pool, if there's things for people to do and see, they're gonna walk that.
Yeah.
They're gonna go.
So you have our consent for the reservation for that. How many days you want to reserve?
I just want to pray, I have the parks are already
You already got-
rented out. I just wanted the parade permit. I mean, if I couldn't get a permit to do the parade, that was kind of like,
On the 8th.
yeah,
Okay.
all right. Thank you.
We're good. Thank you very much. We like the activity. That takes care of, hold on. Does that have something to do with what we just discussed?
Yeah, I was just wondering if there was any way to make one of your water towers look like a spaceship and light it up at night.
Hey, don't be giving away anything. Come on. We've got a year.
Yeah, Ian's got plenty of lights.
We've got a year to work on it. I'm entering a spaceship contest. Okay. Okay, next is mayor's minutes. I don't have a whole lot of minutes to do. Is there anything that you guys want to discuss or bring up or talk about?
The pool, do no one's gonna.
Okay, pool is good. We do not know when it is open, gonna be open. We want to open it this year no matter what for a while, give everybody a dry, wet run. And get it going and get everybody through just know what they're doing, etc. It's gonna be August. It's not gonna be July. We were shooting for July again, where every month we keep shooting, but just not panning out. It's not a money thing, it's not a city employee thing, it's strictly contractors and subcontractors and of course the weather, but it's moving, it is moving along. We're trying to get it done right, so to speak, without spending another $1 million on it. We'll have close to $1 million pool for just over $500,000, we really will. And the integrity of that pool will be way better than any design we've seen come across our desk at all. It's really built well. So it'll get there. I have faith in it. Is there any other concerns of the board first that anyone needs to address? Okay, is there anyone in the audience that has anything that they need to address or would like to address? Yes, sir.
I think it would be a good idea if, like, each council member, there's 4 council members and there's 4 weeks in a month. Take a half hour and have office hours so people from town can come in and say, hey, I don't get a chance to go to the meetings, but I have a concern, and they can talk to a council member, because there's no office in there other than yours. You want community participation, let us talk to the people we elected to do this. They answer to us, actually.
I like it. That's entirely up to the council members and
Something that I would entertain thinking about.
My office is always open. And if you can't find me, there's something wrong. Because 4 days a week, I'm pretty much, right? Have you ever, right?
You weren't there on Monday. don't you?
Mondays I'm not there because I'm closed. 4 days a week, I am there.
That's one thing, but I'd like to see like an advertised thing, so, you know, if you like guns, yeah, I know where your office is, but
No, it's not even for that, because I have quiet areas and stuff too, and I have people who do come out and use, because other than that, I work. And if I'm not here doing things for me, then it's not, which is something else that I have addressed and stuff before. Rumor is we make $1 million up here. Actually, it was $80,000 amongst everybody that was up here. Anybody want to take a guess on what we actually bring through?
$15 a meeting, ain't it?
$21 a week
And that doesn't
to
matter.
be up here for what we're doing as far as for it.
And that doesn't
And the
matter.
amount of time and stuff that it takes is great. So I like the
True,
ability to
that's
be,
a-
but
that's a
on
by
my
choice thing,
doors.
nobody held a gun to your head. and
You're
said, "Run
absolutely
for
correct.
office."
And the same way, it's up for my choice that you can come and see me too.
Yeah, but you're not the only representative, you're not even on my end of town.
Okay.
It's a good idea. That would be up to the board to figure out how to be available and how, maybe people can call City Hall and say, hey, I'd like to talk to my alderman sometime. They can put a call into the alderman. Alderman can say, yeah, I'll stop over there Thursday from 4 to 6, or, well, a little earlier.
Well,
12 to
I
4.
wouldn't do from 4:30 to
12 to
6,
4.
but
We'll be sitting on the front bench.
Or I'll be there from 3 to 4,
Mine
whatever.
would have to be in the evening, because I have a full-time job, and then I have an elderly mom that I have to go by and take care of, and I do.
True, but there's 4 of you, you can work that out, I would think. Well, here you are tonight, you must have worked something out to be here tonight. So, I mean,
It's that $21.
That's what it is.
well, that's more than we make for being here.
That's true. That does make me feel better.
John.
Get better chairs.
Yeah, I forgot to say one thing. My husband is he's been over there most of the day, and he will be over there all day tomorrow until that floor is fixed back down to where nobody could trip and fall and if we could come up with the money to buy the planking, as long as he is able to sand and he gets a little bit of help from 1 or 2 of the city employees when it comes to some of that. He said he would donate his labor and lay that floor in there.
When you say lay the floor, replace all the wood?
Take up the carpeting, the floor, the wood, sand that floor because it's glued back in the day.
Be sprayed.
Would all have to be sanded down. And if there's any holes or pits, if you're gonna put the plank flooring, you have to use a leveling concrete, kinda like you're gonna put a smooth finish over it, which he is a masonry by trade. And he would take care of putting the flooring down, if we could afford to buy the flooring.
We'll be sure the operation manager takes
Just-
note of that.
Entertaining that out there.
Fantastic.
Robin, make sure to thank him, and everybody that doesn't know,
Everybody.
he volunteers quite a bit for other projects throughout, and he's another one of those that
He's a veteran.
doesn't say anything about it. So make sure that,
Oh, I can meet in the morning before 7.
No, this isn't gonna be busy.
Not
You
everybody's
can
like
open
me.
up at 7. No, yeah. Right.
But city hall hours are, what, 9 to 4,
9 to 4:30.
basically? And you can call or stop by, and any information or questions you have, you can stop by. If it pertains to any person that isn't there at that time, we'll make an appointment for you, or we'll get the question to them, and get an answer for you. No problem at all. We're here to serve the public. And all we need is just like this, people participating. Fantastic. I don't have a problem with that at all. And if it's a gripe, it's a gripe. That's fine. That's still participating, and we'll get to the bottom of it. Figure it out. Talk it through. I don't go for rumors, so firsthand, come on in, and you want to know something, come on in, we'll tell you. You don't have to go through any other sources, come right to the horse's mouth. If we don't know the answer, we'll find it for you. Is there anything else anybody else has to kick in? I'm not going to introduce anything new unless you want me to, or anybody wants anything up? Anybody? We're good?
I have something to say real quick.
That's fine.
I
Go then.
really like new parking spaces on First Street, on Front Street. It's a lot better. That's all.
I agree. I've parked a long truck and a long van on there several times, and I still think it should be a little more angle.
That's what I said.
Use a little more. So next time, we'll break everybody in this low.
Across the street, park across the street and walk.
Yeah.
And he's right, it has helped tremendous.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to come and eat, we will be serving meals at the community center every night because there's only one place in this town to eat at night. The Mexican restaurant, unless Miss Mary's
So
is
say
open.
that again.
So.
You-
The eating at night during the convention next week, there will be a meal every night.
Oh, wow. That's-
So if people want to come and eat in the community and visit with people, they can.
Excellent, great. Okay, so we're gonna, pardon? We're gonna entertain, going into closed session for RSMO 610.0213. If you guys,
I'll make a motion, we go into closed session.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
After a 5-minute break.
That's the first time.
5-minute break.